Hey guys, yesterday I made a video about leverage, about maximizing your time and energy through effectiveness, efficiency, and focus. And in the effectiveness part, I talked about like working on the high leverage tasks. So you don't waste time working on the things that doesn't move you forward. And I can imagine that some of you might be thinking, oh yes, but what exactly are the high leverage tasks that I should do? And of course, for everyone that is a bit different. But if you're an online coach, for example, then you can just copy me, copy my way of thinking. And the way I discovered the high leverage task was through breaking down my goal and using first principle thinking. And let me explain. So you have a goal, and that goal could be like a health goal, it could be a relationship goal, but for the simplicity, let's keep it like a money goal, since I think most of you are here to trying to make money online. So you want to make money. How do you make money? Well, basically you need to build a business, right? Build an online business. So what do you do basically? What are the first principles of business? And first principle, like I already explained, it is bringing it back to the basics until nothing more can be removed or added. It is like the core, the essence of something. And when we are talking about business, there are three first principles that we have to optimize, or else you won't earn any money. And if we have a bottleneck, it is likely in one of these three categories. So first is attract. We need to attract the right people to our brand or to our offer, like attract the right leads. That is the first thing that we do. Now, what is the second thing? Once we attract people, we need to actually be able to convert them, and we can do that by well, like a funnel, for example, or a flow. Like, what do you do exactly to get them from a lead to a paying customer? So convert is the second. The third is deliver. So if we do manage to attract the lead and we manage to convert them into a paying customer, are we actually able to deliver? Because, like, if we are not able to deliver, then it is all like wordless. Like, we need to deliver, but more preferably over deliver. Because picture this, let's say you're walking into a restaurant, for example, and you pay like $20, and you order a steak, and you get like a soup, and that soup is like very bad, and you get food poisoning. Well, that is an example of under delivering. And what the person will do is they will leave a bad review. They will tell all of their friends, never go here. It is horrible for the restaurant and for the person also. An example for delivering would be, okay, so you ordered the steak, you got a nice steak, it wasn't amazing, but you're full, you're content. That is delivering. Over delivery would be you order a steak, but you get this like really big 800-gram steak with like golden flakes and stuff like that, and you get free dessert, and the waiters are really nice. That is an example of over delivery. And then what happens is people will leave a good review. They will tell all of their friends, hey, you need to go to this restaurant, I had an amazing experience, and they will become a repeated customer. So over delivery is what you're looking for. And so, okay, once we have, oh yeah, and also over delivery, that is how you get a good word of mouth effect. If you under deliver, you get a bad word of mouth effect. and the internet, it makes things really small. So your reputation is literally anything. Like one customer can ruin your life. So you have to make sure you can over deliver, basically. So when we have these three principles, if we have these three principles optimized, we can scale to 100,000 per month easily. And the reason why you're not making 100,000 per month yet, or like maybe even more, is because one of these three things isn't optimized and you have a bottleneck. And don't get me wrong, everyone has a bottleneck. If you're not making any money, then you have a huge bottleneck, or it might be that one of these is missing. Or and also, like, I also have a bottleneck. For example, right now I'm working with 9 clients, so one-on-one clients, and it takes a lot of time. So my bottleneck is in delivery. I should probably be looking to make it more scalable by transitioning to a cohort, or making videos like this that I can send clients, so I don't have to keep repeating myself, for example. So you always have a bottleneck in one of these three things. Now, once we are clear, okay, so if we want to make a business, if we want to have a good running business, we have to optimize these three things. Now, we can break this down even further. So what are the tasks that you can do to basically make sure you can attract people, to convert people, and to deliver people? So attract, for example, might be networking. When you're just starting out, networking is the easiest way to get clients, basically, because you directly talk to people. It is all in your own hands. Like, you can determine how many people you reach out to, and from the people you reach out to, there's a certain period to book a call with you, and from the person who book a call with you, there's a certain amount that you can help, and that certain amount, maybe 50% will become client or something like that. So network is just a volume game, and that is like the short-term approach on how to get leads. The long-term approach is content, like what I'm doing now, making YouTube videos. And I don't expect like any leads, any success for like at least the next 6 months or something like that, because it is a long-term game. But like in 6 months or a year or maybe 2 years, when all of these videos start to compound, because every video is a sales asset for years, so it compounds over time, basically, then it is a very great approach. But if you're a beginner, don't waste time on this. Just spend time on this, the networking, because that is the easiest way how to network with people, how to find opportunities, and how to sign clients. So if we know that the two things that we can do to attract people is network and content, then we should focus on that. Now, how can we convert people? Well, convert means basically, okay, so if you want to convert people, when you're a beginner, you have to do the unscalable work. So first, that would be the DMs. When you network with people, you can literally send them a DM and ask them to hop on a call. So the point of the DMs is to hop on a call. Then on a call, what do? Or then from the DMs, I said it already, it is calls. Calls are the easiest way to close clients, and like the most effective way. So if we want to convert people, we need to spend time sending DMs and doing the calls. Now we have to deliver. How do we deliver? We basically make a roadmap for them, or like a certain program, basically. How do you get them from point A to B? And then you basically have your top 5 tasks with the highest leverage by breaking down your goal into the first principles and breaking them down even further in the high leverage tasks. Now these are the things that you should focus on. So anything else that isn't like directly contributing to these things, it is a distraction and it is not high leverage. Then all you have to do, the delivery, it is just like the delivery. Yes, so let me quickly, because, because this is like actually like delivering goes to delivery. Okay, cool. Now we have our five high leverage tasks. Now we can break them down even further into actionable steps to make it really clear. So networking, like what do you do for networking? For example, you do the comments, for example, the engagement. What do you do then? You also can send them DMs, you can hop on calls, for example. You can do a lot of different things to network, basically. For content, there are also like a lot of action items that you can do to make sure that the content is optimized. For example, like there's first the ID generation, then there is making the outline, then there is, if you write a script, you can write a script, for example. It depends on the platform. And then you can edit it, and then you can film it. So for the content creation, there are also a lot of actions that you can do. For the DMs, like what do you do then? Well, you have to spend time on like sending them the conversation. You can make like a flow, like what are certain steps that I take someone through to hop on a call, etc. And that calls for the same for the delivery. This would something be the roadmap that I was talking about. The second thing you want to do for the delivery is create a program outline, and maybe create resources, and actually hop on calls with clients and do the messaging support. So once you do this for literally everything, you have a very solid understanding of what are the actions that I have to do every week in order to get the results. And everything above that, like of course, like you have to focus on these things and basically sacrifice everything else. And like not everything else, of course, your health, your relationships, and your peace of mind, those things you shouldn't compromise on, because that will hurt you in the long run. But like literally everything else, like if you're watching Netflix, it is a distraction. If it is but even work related, like some people might want to spend a lot of time building their website because they think, I need to convert, I need a website to convert. But if you think about it, like it works, but only if you have tons of traffic. If you have a lot of traffic, then building a website is okay. But if you're a beginner, then this is not your way to convert. Same as how to attract people. Like people say, I'm going to work on my YouTube video for first build my YouTube channel before I do anything. So they focus only on the content, but they neglect all of these other things. And I would say for beginners, networking is way more important than the content, because it is much easier to get clients that way. So yes, whatever you do, make sure the first principles are optimized, and that is how you work very effective, how you can determine the high leverage habits, and don't waste time on the things that doesn't move you forward. So yeah, bye.